Good morning. Good morning. Good Saturday morning, August 7 days out from the wedding of the century. How you guys doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Grand Rising. Yes. How are you doing? It's early. Nobody's on yet. Let me know what's going on in the chat. Vince Dudley joined us on Instagram. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Say hi to you folks for me. What is happening? Yeah. Good to see you all. Pop in the chat. How you doing on a scale of 1 to 10? Wendy is here. Turning the dials from the background. Taking care of the things on the back end. Bubba Hogan. Good to see you. How you doing today? What is happening? Yeah, good to see all you guys. What is going on? All right. Dave Howard, good morning. Good to see you. Yeah, we were thinking about hiking this morning, but we got a few things. We got a few things to do. I have crazy ideas like that. Like, hey, it's 7 days out from the wedding. Let's go climb a mountain. Maybe not. Yeah, we'll get those hiking legs together, though. Glad you're doing well, Bubba. Yeah, I hope the rest of you guys are doing well. What is going on a fine Saturday? Yeah. Bubba, I don't know. I get crazy ideas. Let's go hike. What? Yeah, going to get the wedding venue final tune-ups today, getting the tents delivered and put together here in the next few days. So people coming into town. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun day. The OG Roy Dahl is here. Good morning, coming in with a 9. How you guys doing today? What is happening? Let me see here, get my notes up. Looks like it's going to be a decent day out there today. We deserve it. It's been a grind. You know, sometimes we haven't had great weather, I don't think, but so let's go hiking next Saturday instead. I'll be there. Yeah. Man, wow, is there something going on next Saturday? Yeah. Good morning, Bill Gustafson. All the heavy hitters are here today. Good to see you guys. And another one, Dave Zemchek is here. It's like old home days today. Good to see you guys. Yeah. What is happening? Yeah, had a good week. It was weird. The week felt really long, starting it in Texas and ending it here. I got back Wednesday, so Thursday felt like a Monday. Yesterday was a Tuesday. I don't know. Last time I did that, I took the trash out on a Friday, and it goes out on Tuesdays, and I had to go do the walk of shame down to the end of the road and back and pull the can back after I see I'm the only one with a trash can out there. Yeah. All right. T-7. That must be is that just a 7 straight up, Bill? I don't know what that is. T-7. I'm missing something there. Anyway, guys, wanted to talk to you today about it's day 8 of our series on common mistakes that we make in sales. I've done all of them, created a couple, paid to fix some of them, lost plenty of job due to some of them. So I want to share them with you guys. See if you agree. Oh, T-7. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, what a moron. Thanks, Wendy. T-7, T-7. Oh, well, that's not as bad as me calling Nice, France nice. Yeah, I don't get out much. Come on, man. Yeah. Anyway, so I want to talk about competing on price instead of value. And something that we've talked a lot about in our coaching groups, that price shoppers, sometimes they're not looking for the best. They're looking for the cheapest. Okay. And if you're the cheapest option, you're already losing. Okay. So stop trying to win the race to the bottom, as we call it. Unless I'm missing something, you're not Amazon, right? You're not Walmart. You don't need to be the cheapest. Okay. We're not competing on price. You need to be the clearest about the value that you deliver, though. Okay. When you make price your main selling point, you're training people to question your worth, right? You're training them to ask for discounts. And then they view you as a vendor, not a partner. That's not what we're trying to do, I don't think, unless you guys are selling, toys at Toys R Us or something. Hard truth is the client who picks you for price will leave you for price as well. Okay. If they pick you for price, they will leave you for price. It's just that simple. Okay. There's no allegiance there. The mistake most people make is they're dropping their price too soon, or they're dropping their price to win the job. Is it really a win? And then maybe just assuming that your clients are choosing based on price and cost alone. Maybe they're not. Another mistake is just justifying your price with discounts and freebies. Hey, buy today and we'll give you a 10% discount. Hey, buy today and we'll throw in this, right? You're devaluing yourself and what you're selling. So, and then the last one is underselling your impact or your expertise or your experience even. Okay. We want to go with someone that's going to have some experience and expertise. They don't mind paying for it. Okay. Yeah. So if you can shift the conversation from cost to outcome, it'll help you. Okay. In other words, hey, we're the cheapest game in town. This, that. No, we deliver the highest value. Figure out what problem you solve and what results you deliver. Okay. And what experience they get with you as the leader, right? Bubba says when they want cheaper, start recommending number 3 and 4 in the market and tell them how good they would be for them. This will be more, this will more than not make them want the best, which is you. Yeah. That's an interesting take. Yeah. Why not? Right? Bubba's a master at this. Okay. This isn't, you could say something like, this isn't the cheapest option. It's the right one for the outcome that you want. Hey, I understand that price is a factor, but let's talk about what it's costing you to not fix this. Well, I'm talking to 2 or 3 different contractors. I'm collecting prices. Great. Why don't you go have those conversations? And if they go as well as this one did, then fine. Maybe that's your source, person you want to hire. I'd sign them up, especially if they're less money. But if the things that you mentioned were important are a factor, like somebody showing up, somebody doing a good job, somebody cleaning up, somebody not parking on your lawn, whatever, then give me a call back and we can chat about it. Okay. You're not a commodity. Okay. You're not a commodity. Hang on 1 second here. Let me do this. Just 1 second, guys. Mm-hmm. So that link in there. So yeah, you're not a commodity. So stop acting like one. Okay. You're a trusted advisor with a track record, leadership, and results. That's what we want to be selling. Price equals what they pay. Value equals what they get. And if your job is to sell the value, then we want it to be so well that the price becomes a footnote, not the focus. I've asked people straight up before. So is cost the most important factor here? They might say, well, yeah, okay, well, just, let you know that, if it is, then I'm probably not your guy. I'm not going to be the lowest. I'm never the lowest. Frankly, sometimes I'm the highest because, quite honestly, we do a great job and we're the best. Right? Don't you want to hire the best? You don't have to be the cheapest. You just have to be the most certain. Okay. And there's a lot to that. Creating some rapport on the front end, right? Taking some time to have a conversation and not just saying, hey, what's your budget? Right? How much money you got to spend? So I've had some different clients that, have led before with, we can probably come in a little lower than most, or I can probably sharpen my pencils, but now they say, oh, we're not the cheapest. And that's a good thing. We don't discount work. We don't deliver discount results. Okay. Once they started doing that, they started attracting better clients, doing better work, feeling better about every sale. Okay. So if someone says, can you do it for less? Simply respond with, what part of the result would you like to take away? Geez, you got quite a scope of work here. Yeah, I mean, we can certainly, you mentioned, 30,000 was too much. You said you want to spend 20. So, which third would you like to eliminate? Stand tall, guys. Don't discount your value. Okay, because there's a real opportunity cost there. While you're doing that job for the guy, it's a great line, Matt. How am I supposed to do that? Perfect. Good morning, Michelle. How are you? While you're doing that job for less, for that guy that's gonna take a round out of you at the end of the project or the interaction, you could have been working for someone that valued you and was going to pay your rate. Okay, that appreciate it. And guess what? The people that value you and want to pay your rate, guess who they know? Other people that are probably very similar. Good morning, Luke McGee. Guess who the people know that are, asking you to sharpen your pencil and tune up your number? They know other people that operate like that. That's who they hang out with at barbecues on the weekend. Okay. So inside the Rosenberg group, we talk a lot about getting ready your D clients. So rating your clients A, B, C, and D, and focusing on those D clients, because most of the time the D's will take up all of your time, and then you can't work with the A's. Okay. So not very good, right? So we want to fire those D clients. You don't call them up and say, you're fired. You just stop working with people like that. Good morning, Dan Bennett. Good to see you. Yeah. That's gold, Michelle says. Well, you know what's gold? It's that coffee right there. 68 on the sleep score last night. A little tweaked about that. I thought I slept pretty well. And I guess that is decent. So says the app, but screw you. I thought I slept better. So I don't know. But guys, make sure you get your value. Get paid for what you do. All right. Think this. I don't compete on price. I lead with value. Okay. There's always someone cheaper, but they'll never be you. And don't be afraid to charge what you're worth. Yeah, people can be a time suck, right? I think back over the years to contracting, and I wish I'd known my worth sooner, right? And we talk about that. Well, the market will only bear so much, or I'm charging market rates. Well, we're not selling lobster here, guy. Market rates. Charge what you're worth to get the job done. I remember in the group I was in before the contractor fight, Tom Reber would always say, it's the check you get to write for the pleasure of doing the job. I always liked that when he said that. It's the check you get to write for the pleasure of doing the job. Take that number and add your margin to it. Okay. And then add some to that. And let me know, guys, when you do a job, give me a call, because I'd love to hear it. No one's ever called me and said this. Hey, Bob, geez, I charged so much for that job and it went so well. I honestly feel like I overcharged them. Never have I had anybody say that. Never have I felt like that. Because you always, you'll spend the project fighting to hang on to your margin, trying to keep it. So you have to have room to do that, guys. All right. Yeah. Where is this market? Matt Moore says, you're the market. Okay. Matt's over there in the Lebanon, New Hampshire, Labinin, Lebanon, New Hampshire area. And Matt's setting the market. Matt is going to be the apparent choice when people want a quality project done, right? Be that. Why not? Because you only have so many hours in the day and days in the week, weeks in the year. Why do you want to, frankly, piss them away working for someone who doesn't value you, who doesn't know your worth, who doesn't appreciate you, who isn't going to refer you, who doesn't care to give you a Google review? Go find those people. Many of them live in the same neighborhoods, right? We had times when we would kind of do several jobs in the same neighborhood. Because guess what they do? They see your truck. They ask the neighbor. They say, wow, Bob's working for this guy, my neighbor. He knows, likes, and trusts Bob. Maybe I will. Yeah, bite your tongue. Yeah, right. Put it on mute when they say, "Hey, can you? Hey, I'm looking for some. I'm collecting estimates. I'm gonna need you to sharpen your pencil a little bit." I'll sharpen it and I'll stab you right in the throat with it. But I say that out loud. Whoops, that mute. Where's my mute button? I had a guy once said to me, it was a connection from the BNI group that I was in, and his wife was in the BNI group, and he did flips. So he's an investor, and a lot of you guys that are in contracting, you never have done a job for a real estate investor because they have to buy everything cheap, right? So they can't afford to hire a contractor. They do a lot of it themselves. But hey, can you come look at this condo we bought? We want to renovate. I went over and looked at it. And so kind of writing down the scope. And this is when I used to go look at everything and waste my time. And walking through, and toward the end, he goes, what did he say? He said something like, "Oh," I said, "Well, when are you looking to start?" "Oh, no. I'm talking to another couple of guys." He goes, send you a number over." He goes, "Just talking to another couple of guys. I just want to keep you honest." I said, "Keep me honest?" "Yeah, just keep you honest." I extended my hand. I said, "Scott, it's been nice, but I'm leaving and I'm not providing you a quote. If you feel like you need to keep me honest, I'm not your guy." And they just sat there and looked at me. I said, "Take care. Appreciate the time." And just left. Because if a project's going to start like that, how's it going to finish? Right? You got to keep me honest. I drove down the road shaking my head in my truck. And I'm like, "Oh, did I just do that?" "Yeah, I did." "Yep, I did. Know your worth, guys. Sharpen this," Michelle says. Right? Got a place you can put that. Your sharpened pencil. Right. I don't know what school the customers went to, but they all think that that it's hey, let's make a deal, right? We're not buying a used car here. We're not at the dealership, and it's not like, well, let me go check with the man behind the curtain. We're not doing that. This is what it is. What I got to get. If you want it to be less, oftentimes, let's just use the example of, hey, I said this. This is I've done a lot of these jobs before. This one looks like it's going to run between 50 and 60K, and then be quiet, right? Ooh, well, we weren't planning on spending any more than 40. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we can talk about, want to talk about what we could do for 40. If I'm understanding you correctly, maybe what we do is need to answer the question, how much can we provide for 40K? Yeah. They got to do a job, right? You got to their budget. I mean, I'd rather do a job for 40K than one for 0, but I don't want to provide everything I was going to provide for 55 or 60, or whatever number I floated out, for 40, right? And that's where you're in that race to the bottom, because you're selling from a place of scarcity rather than a place of abundance. You're literally better to stay home and sweep the garage than put yourself and your family in that position. It just never works well. You'll be lucky. I've had jobs where I've thought, geez, we're going to do really well on this, then feel good to get out of there with a shirt on your back. I know Dan Bennett's probably shaking his head right now. Michelle, Matt Moore, all you guys. Dan says, "Here with my nephew who is just starting high school and is on the football team, and I just gave him a copy of your book." Well, that's great. Appreciate it. What's his name? Pop it in the chat. Get him going. Maybe a future entrepreneur, right? No, don't do it. Get a job. It's crazy. It's a lonely place. Yeah. So guys, like I said, know your worth. Charge what you're worth to do your stuff. And I'm not just talking to contractors. Could be stop letting people waste your time. Two biggest industries in the world where you can waste people's time is contracting and real estate. Like, you could call a real estate broker right now. "Hey, can you come over and meet me on Monday and give me a CMA? Thinking about selling my house." They come over, give you a CMA, they go to work for you. They don't charge you shit. And it doesn't cost you a nickel to engage someone. Same thing all too often in contracting. "Hey, come on over, take a look at my deck." "Yeah, I'm thinking tracks, maybe PT. The rails, figure it at 36 and 42, maybe some cable. I don't know, the stainless stuff. Yeah, I like that. Maybe a drink rail on the top or maybe just a round rail. Not sure yet. But once you figure it all of those different ways, let me know. And yeah, if you could get over next week, I got a couple other guys. When I get all my prices in, I'll get back to you. Maybe. Yeah. You know, Bubba, that's not really even nice. He might be a slow reader. Austin, don't pay attention to Bubba. Bubba, if you read it in 20 minutes, you skipped some. I'm over here minding my own business, you know? Bubba, don't, Dan Bennett, start high school or just start to read so you have give him Bob's book. Oh, man. Bob, I don't know what it is, but you always got to hammer me in the chat, you know? I'm over here minding my own business, having a nice Saturday. So anyway, I'm going to send you a couple hundred copies of that so you can hand it out. So I can be kind or I can be honest. Somebody says, can't be both. Oh, man. Well, hey, we're going to go over to the wedding venue. I love you too, buddy. We're going to go over to the wedding venue and continue to tune things up and make it great for the wedding of the century and spend the day doing that kind of thing and just kind of start to transition into chilling out and getting relaxed for what's coming in the next week. Yeah, there is always one in the crowd, Matt. So, you know, I did try to block him, but I haven't figured out how to do that on StreamYard yet. So anyway, guys, check out the links, okay? Check out my Facebook post today if you want to check out who the speakers are for the Mach 5 conference. If you haven't bought your tickets yet, get them now, okay? Get them now. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a casino night on night number 2. I mean, there's like 13 different speakers. Eli Wild is going to speak. Eli used to be the top closer for Tony Robbins. So pretty awesome there. 1985, Mr. Universe, Lee Labrada, who now owns Labrada Nutrition. They just crested $100 million recently. And more interesting than that, he mentioned in a talk he did earlier at one of our events that he's almost been bankrupt twice. And one of them was just during COVID. So this guy's got a good story. If that interests you, come on down. Like, guys, it's going to be cool. Like, people that have done lots of things on a large scale, okay, and have had to fight and scratch and bite and claw to do it. It isn't all just sunshine and rainbows and unicorns and all that. So, but the real value in these things is the conversations in the hallway, the dinners after the event, the lunches, the people you sit down with, the people that you meet that are struggling with some of the same things that you are. So hop in. We got the link in here. There's hotel links, room blocks. We got it all going on. Wendy, thank you for putting the links in. Share that one up on the screen. You guys see them scroll by all the time. Okay. Bailey texted me last night. She got a new client for her 21 digital media business. So I'm super proud of her. She and Tyler will be here on Tuesday. So looking forward to that. It'll just get a lot of stuff going on. Speaking of Tyler's, another Tyler Kirk can do a kick-ass job on your website and helping you out with your digital footprint. He's at Legacy Media. Check him out. Did you put the Live Like, you see my hat, guys, the Live Like Jet. There it is. We're donating all the proceeds from the casino night at Mach 5 to the Live Like Jet Foundation, which helps people that kids that wouldn't normally be able to get into trade school to get them in. And whether it's a challenge with a vehicle or some lodging or tuition or whatever it is, Steve has put this foundation together to honor the memory and the legacy of his son, Jet. So please check that out. Save that link. We're getting behind that pretty heavy this year. So 2025, Mr. Wonderful Bubba Hogan will be there. Yeah. And you know you're a big deal when you have your own sticker. Hashtag WWBD. What would Bubba do? So anyway, guys, lights are supposed to be delivered on the 12th. Good. That's 4 days before the wedding. We like to hear that. If they're not, don't show up. Oh, shit. Should be just in time. We're looking forward to it and appreciate the help. So, guys, check out the links. Share it out, would you? SBS. Share Bob's shit. Share my stuff. The more people we get here, the more people we can help. I don't know where Touring Man is today, but I haven't seen him. Let's look over here on Instagram. Maybe he popped in. I didn't see him. So he's been busy bobbing and weaving through cars in Istanbul, something like that. So anyway, shout out to him. Didn't see Rachel today, but the wallpaper was here. All right. Dave Howard was here. So everything's good. So anyway, you can't take the contractor out of the fight. That's right. You can't take the fight out of the contractor. All right, guys. Have a great day. We got shit to do over here. Have a great day yourself. Have a tremendous Saturday, even better Sunday. See you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern. Take care, guys.